It's time. Time to get credit for the work you've done. Time to get the recognition you deserve. With Purdue Global, you can move forward in your career, for your family, and for yourself. You're worth the investment in yourself to earn a degree you're proud of, a degree that employers will respect. Purdue's online university is designed to support working adults like you who know it's never too late to accomplish your goals. It's never too late to make a comeback. It's time to start yours today at purdueglobal.edu.
Shopping for humans is hard. Shopping for your dog is easy, thanks to Bark. Every month, we deliver toys and treats just for your dog. Whether it's fun plush or tough toys for heavy chewers, we spoil all the dogs. Subscribe now and get a free upgrade at barkbox.com/iHeart.
Tired of constantly searching for the best, most qualified candidates? Have them come to you with CareerBuilder. 91% of top staffing firms use CareerBuilder to find their applicants. You can too. Book a demo and find the perfect fixed price subscription plan for your job opening. And right now, the first 50 people to book their demo receive a free pair of Bose Sport earbuds. Visit CareerBuilder.com/podcasts. That's CareerBuilder.com/podcasts and book your demo today. CareerBuilder. Book your demo today. CareerBuilder.com/podcasts.
Hi everyone, it's Amanda Rieger Green. Welcome to Soul Sessions. I'm a little bit under the weather. I've got some stuff in my throat and in my chest, so if my voice sounds deeper than usual, it's not because I've become a baritone. It's because I think I'm just processing some gunk. So I don't know if you feel the same way, but a lot of people are sick right now. And I will tell you something I've noticed over the past decade. I used to get the flu at the end of the year, and it would run through me in 2 or 3 days. So this is before COVID. I started to look at it differently. I would always think about it as, oh my gosh, I have the spiritual flu. All the lessons, all the experiences I've had in this past year, my physical body is catching up with my spirit, with the mental work I've done, the emotional work I've done, the evolution, the growth. It's like the dense physical matter in our body, the toxins, need to process and detox. And for me specifically, for this to be in my throat, I've done a lot of work around my throat chakra, my voice, my truth. And it's really funny because last week, and especially, we're going to go into the 8-year because I know I'm getting feedback from all of you that you're feeling the 8. And it's like, come on, let's do this thing. But we don't have all the information yet. We don't have the clarity yet. We don't have the oomph yet. So go easy on yourself. It's funny. I saw somebody's Instagram post and they said, gosh, can't February be the new year? Well, hello. That's what I've been saying. That's what the energy feels like. February's going to feel more new, more expansive, more clear and directed. January is reflective and sloshy. And also, if you're getting sick, it's probably your body just shedding dense physical matter, toxins. So for me, throat stuff, last week, I had to have an important meeting and I had to speak I didn't have to, I spoke my truth. And I mean, I called my sister after and I called the woman who really guides me spiritually and personally in my own growth and self-care. And I said, oh my gosh, I had a breakthrough. And I used my courage and I used my voice. I was closing out a contract, closing some things up, and they offered me some solutions and they didn't feel good. They felt stressful to me. And I was able to say, thank you for that. But if I say yes to you, I'm going to continue to be stressed the next 3 months. And I knew in that moment I was speaking my truth where I would normally people please with my voice, with my throat. And so to me, this is like the whiplash, the physical whiplash, this stuff that's going on in my throat, whatever I have going on. It's like, oh, girl, you did it, So yes, I'm sick and it's not fun. I don't feel great. But I think some stuff is clearing out of my throat. So I always look at things that way. And I know that can be challenging when you're sick, but I'm always like, wait a minute, I'm shifting in vibration. Something's happening here. And that's just me. But I know that we are all experiencing great vibrational shifts. Thus is the nature of 2024. And so many of the people that I resonate with that are highly conscious and evolved and intuitive, we've been in these changeover years energetically, and 2024 is like this big last push. We're shifting into a new level of consciousness and paradigm, which means our physical dense matter, our bodies are shifting up, hence illness, hence feeling foggy mentally, a little depressed, a little confused, or a lot confused, a lot depressed. So whatever you're feeling, hold that space for it and know the clarity will come. You matter, you're worth it. So go easy on you. And also, where can you go easy on other people? I always like to turn it around because I'm not necessarily great at giving myself grace or going easy on myself. So if I start practicing that, I can sometimes better practice it with patience, love, and tolerance with other people, or recognizing, man, they're experiencing challenges too, they're frustrated too, and maybe they're projecting that onto me, or maybe that's their stuff, not mine. So just be reflective about that. I encourage you certainly to do that. So I got some great feedback and amazing words that people shared regarding your words. What are your words for this year? And that was in the last podcast. And if you haven't listened to the last podcast, I encourage you to go back and spend some time because there's some good information. And this is definitely a part 2 of that. But some of the words I got, one of them was fluidity. And I think that's fabulous. And the way that she came to that word is she realized, and this is somebody I've known long term. I worked with her in my old life in healthcare. She's a nurse and is now becoming a nurse practitioner. And she's incredibly intelligent, but she is insanely intuitive. And she said, gosh, I just feel like I'm being so controlling and so nitpicky with myself and other people. And she's very clinical. She's very, she has that personality, but she recognizes that it's limiting her and it's shutting down her intuition. And she said, sure enough, in the podcast, you used the word fluidity, and I had already written down that word as potentially a word, and you used it. So if you remember back to that podcast, I talked about finding your words through some sort of sign or synchronicity. So that was a great way of experiencing that. I thought it was awesome. Plus, it's a great word, especially with the energy of the 8. Going with the flow, finding that fluidity in life. And another one that came up, which is phenomenal, is being easy breezy. It's not bypassing. It's not just giving up on life. It's where can I be easy? Where can I be easy breezy? I want this year to be easy breezy. And that denotes lightheartedness and fun. To me, it makes me think of like when leaves fall from the trees, or it's a beautiful fall day and I'm driving and I look up at the leaves and I see the changing colors and there's a little bit of a rustle in the air, a crispness and a breeze. I love the fall. And when I see that, that's what I think of as easy breezy. It could also feel like spring, whatever it feels like to you. But easy breezy also resonates with the energy of the 8 and going with that flow. Another couple of words that someone shared, and I love the way she shared it, so I'm going to read this to you all, is my 2 words are confidence and faith. The confidence is for me to push forward with the things I think I should be able to do, but I'm a little hesitant in terms of putting myself out there. The faith is to have faith that the things outside of my control will work out without my constant attention to them. Y'all, that's brilliant. Confidence, which totally resonates with the energy of the 8, and then faith. That is the interplay of the thing. So why I'm sharing these with you is because to me, they're not only incredible words for people, they are very synergistically and synchronicity aligned with the energy of the 8. Confidence and faith. Confidence is definitely an attribute, an energetic attribute of the 8 energy in numerology. Empowerment, confidence, bravado. And then the faith is how that manifests in the highest form is I'm going to show up in my fullest light. And then I have faith that I don't have to humanly be in my self-will to control everything. I'm going to let the universe respond to me, and I'm going to show up for what shows up for me. That's really indicative of this year and of the energy. So one of the things as a tool, an opportunity or a resource I want to share with you is we've already talked about picking a couple of words that might represent your year or be intentions that you want to experience in 2024. So picking a couple of words. Another thing that I encourage you to do is to ask for an animal totem, a spirit animal to show up for you to guide and direct you through their medicine. We've talked a little bit about spirit animals, and I don't think I've delved too deep into them in the podcast, so we will definitely do a follow-up around spirit animals, spirit totems, working with animal medicine. It's been incredible for me over the past, 12 or 13 years, and I will share an experience with you at another time about the very first time that I started working with animal medicine, and it was with a vulture. And it was very profound. And vultures show up for me all the time. And in indigenous cultures, vultures represent the great purifier. They don't kill anything. They clean up carcasses. And you're like, ooh, a vulture? Who wants to work with a vulture? They are called the great purifier. They purify the earth. They purify the land. And when I had this experience, it was all about cleaning myself, my soul, my heart, and purifying what has died, what has decayed, what no longer serves me. And the vulture shows up as a totem and animal medicine and wisdom for me often. But I encourage you, instead of just saying, okay, this is my animal card, or using an oracle deck to find your animal card, put it out there in the universe. Hey, universe, hey, spirit, reveal to me which animal's medicine and magic and wisdom I am supposed to be incorporating and working in tandem with this year. So I'm going to tell you that's shown up for me already because I put it out there and I played with it in the field. And I don't know if you all are experiencing this yet, but there's a lot of freaking synchronicity going on.
It's never too late. Never too late to earn a degree. Never too late for a comeback. Between your busy career and taking care of a family, it can feel like there's never a good time to go back to school. But your time is now. Time to start your comeback with Purdue Global. As Purdue's online university for working adults, Purdue Global is dedicated to supporting adults like you who know it's time to earn the recognition you deserve. You have the experience, you have the knowledge, it's time to get credit for the work you've done. You can balance work, family, and everything in between while earning your degree. It's time to move forward in your career, for your family and for yourself, with a degree you're proud of, a degree that employers will recognize and respect. You're worth this investment in yourself to earn a degree you deserve. It's never too late. Never too late to go back to school and come back stronger with an education you can trust. Now is the time for your comeback. Start yours today at purdueglobal.edu.
We all agree that reducing carbon emissions is a good thing. And once again, Toyota is leading the way. We hear a lot about fully electric vehicles, and Toyota has them with more on the way. But we also know a BEV is not for everyone, whether it's because of cost, range, or concerned about finding a charging station when you need it. Plus, the raw materials used to manufacture batteries are limited. Enter Beyond Zero, Toyota's vision for a carbon-neutral future, in vehicles and in manufacturing plants too. In the years ahead, the materials used to make just one long-range battery for an EV could be used to make batteries for 6 plug-in hybrids or 90 gas-electric hybrids. That's why Toyota's position today is electrified, diversified, empowering you to choose how to reduce your own carbon footprint with the vehicle that's right for you, a hybrid, plug-in hybrid, or battery EV. So shop, learn more, and get details at toyota.com/Beyond Zero. Toyota, let's go places.
We're an Instacart family.
Oh my goodness, we saved so much time with same-day grocery delivery.
So we joined Instacart Plus.
And now we're saving more money.
We get unlimited free delivery on orders over $35,
5% credit back on pickup,
and a family account to shop together.
Did you know members save $460 a year when they order at least once a week?
I do now. See how much you'll save. Visit instacartplus.com for 2 weeks free. Average savings exclude membership fee. Individual savings may vary. Credit back excludes alcohol. Paid membership auto renews. Additional terms apply.
I don't know if you all are experiencing this yet, but there's a lot of freaking synchronicity going on, almost more so than I have seen in a very long time. I mean, it is nuanced and little, but it is profound and enlivening. I mean, I can think something and it can be something minuscule, or watch something on television and something will replicate in the material world. And I may not understand or know the meaning of it, but I see it's like there's a blip in the system. I mean, it's like there's some kind of blip in the energy field going on where, for lack of better terms, like the veil is thin, or there is, there's something going on in the energy field where signals are crossing. Look for those signals in any way that shows up for you. So I put out there, I was like, okay, what animal am I working with this year? At first, I thought it was something else because I had kind of seen animals, a couple of birds that I thought might be it. But for some reason, I was like, no, I don't think that's what I'm working with this year. So I put it out there in the field, and I walked in last week. I got a facial. I had a facial that was like 6 months overdue, and so I thought, okay, this is this year. What can I do practically? How can I remember how I was talking about karma and balancing the scales? While that may not sound like karma to you, it's like tying up loose ends, finishing things. I have this gift that has been given to me, something that is paid for. And I haven't gotten the freaking facial. So I made my appointment, got my facial, but I walked in, and the gal that owns the spa is a friend of mine, and she's very cool, and she is pretty intuitive. I have a lot of intuitive people that show up in my life, and I love seeing their intuition develop. And it's so much fun. And they also know I'm a safe space to play with that with and be vulnerable. And when I walked in, my hair was kind of wild, and she goes, oh my gosh, you look like a lion. And I said, really? And she said, yeah, you look like a lioness. And I said, you know what? My north node of the moon is in Leo. And she said, I don't know what that means. and I'm like, of course she doesn't know what that means. And you may not know what that means. If you know astrology, you know what it means. But I will give you a little roadmap for that. In our astrology, in our natal astrology, there is something called the nodes of the moon, and they are astronomical points. So it's not like the north and the south pole of the moon. They're these astronomical points that migrate through the sky, and they migrate through various zodiac signs. So right now, the north node of the moon is in Aries, which means the south node is in its opposite sign of Libra. We're all experiencing that as a collective. The north node always denotes the evolution of where your soul is going in this direction in this lifetime when it relates to your natal astrology. But when it's like in the collective, what we all have going on, we are all learning Aries-like lessons and not leaving behind the Libra attributes, using the Libra attributes better, which Libra is about balance and relationship and harmony, and Aries is about the fire starter, the individual, speaking your truth with courage, not being people-pleasing. The stuff I was telling you about me working on using my voice and my truth, that is Aries North Node, and me not being the Libra that I am. I am a Libra. So that's our collective energy. But when I was born, my North Node of the Moon is in Leo, so that means my South Node of the Moon is in Aquarius. And essentially, the premise in evolutionary astrology behind that, the psychology behind it, the growth opportunities, the soul level evolution behind it, is that my South Node are attributes or lifetimes that I have miserably failed at or experienced fully and succeeded at. So it's like I've been in Aquarius in multiple lifetimes, and I've had the high vibes of Aquarian energy and the low vibes, and that shows in me, and it's familiar. The South Node of the Moon is what is familiar to you. The North Node of the Moon is where you are stretching yourself, where you are growing and reaching in order to find greater alignment, fulfillment, happiness, and this deeper sense of evolution and meaning. So I love the nodes of the moon, and we can certainly do a whole episode on that, and maybe we will soon, because it's something that when you figure those things out and you reach for the attributes that are uncomfortable to you. So Leo attributes can be uncomfortable to me, and I have lots of Leos in my life. My mom was a Leo. My sister Mimi, who's been on the podcast, she's a Leo. And if you listen to that podcast a while back, we talked about how she brings me joy and delight. We laugh, we have fun, which is such an attribute of Leo. But one of the things with Leo is it's the lion. There's courage, there's generosity of spirit, there's regality and royalty. There is this element of being seen and being seen in all of your glory. So when I walked into that spa and she said to me, "Oh my gosh, you look like a lion," I was like, that's the best compliment you could have given me. I'll take it. And I thought, maybe that's my spirit animal. So here's what I did, and here's some homework for you on top of, and this is easy homework and fun homework, and I think you'll find it very practical and fun and helpful, and it will help you with the 8 energy and manifesting this year. But what I did is I thought, okay, I think lion might be my totem, my spirit animal this year. I've been working on cultivating more Leo aspects in my life and embracing them as comfortable, being seen. And there are other attributes to that. But I'm going to embrace the energy of the lion. And so what I did was I was like, I'm going to make a Pinterest vision board. I don't have time or feel like making a regular vision board right now. Maybe I do have time, but I'm just saying what's, coming to me. And I will make a vision board at some point. I love doing that. But I thought, let me just make a Pinterest vision board because that's what I got in me for January. And I know you know what I'm talking about. It's all I got in me, but it's enough, and it's probably more than enough. So I started a 2024 Pinterest vision board, and I pulled pictures of lions. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Pinterest board, but let me do the follow-up to the lion. So yesterday I was driving down a road I drive all the time, and there's this like VFW hall. I guess they have a church service there on Sunday mornings, and I've passed this 100 times on Sunday morning, and they had a new sign out. I've never seen this sign before, and it was like a sandwich board, and it was pointing to the parking lot for the parking for the church service. And there was a lion, a big lion on the logo of this sign. And it had this mane, and it was very cool. And I've never seen it before. And I'm like, there's the lion. There it is. And then last night, my husband and I were watching on something on TV, and somebody was talking about lions. And then I'm reading this audiobook, and somebody is talking about being in Madagascar and confronting a lioness. And so the lion is showing up, and I'm like, okay, I got it. And if you're new to working with animal medicine, they show you positive attributes and challenging attributes. So an easy way to do that is you can just search it. Whatever animal comes up for you, whatever you put out there, and whatever you see in your world, and whether it's literally, obviously, I live in Texas. I haven't seen a lion face to face, but it's come up through dialogues, conversation, and in my peripheral, in my vision, So see how and what animal repeats and shows up for you as your totem for the year, your animal guide, your animal spirit guide. But then you can search it, and you can say blank animal medicine or blank spirit animal, blank animal totem. You don't have to stress about all the websites that have stuff. Go to the one that immediately comes to you and read the attributes. And when your animal shows up for you, take a moment and call in that medicine, call in that energy. Ask what you're learning. Ask what attributes that you are learning to embody or heal that can help you and guide you along the way. And have fun with it, because then you'll see the synchronicities, and it's mind-blowing, but that's also what opens up your energy field to greater strengthening your point of attraction and this greater connection with this field of energy where this veil is thin and there are these blips and glitches. You'll see synchronicity happening in your life, and it will enliven and enlighten you and point you in a direction that feels organic and natural and more whole, more empowered. That's the energy of the 8. And that's really what we're being called to do, is find our personal empowerment in all aspects of our life this year.
It's never too late. Never too late to earn a degree. Never too late for a comeback. Between your busy career and taking care of a family, it can feel like there's never a good time to go back to school. But your time is now. Time to start your comeback with Purdue Global. As Purdue's online university for working adults, Purdue Global is dedicated to supporting adults like you who know it's time to earn the recognition you deserve. You have the experience, you have the knowledge, it's time to get credit for the work you've done. You can balance work, family, and everything in between while earning your degree. It's time to move forward in your career, for your family and for yourself, with a degree you're proud of, a degree that employers will recognize and respect. You're worth this investment in yourself to earn a degree you deserve. It's never too late. Never too late to go back to school and come back stronger with an education you can trust. Now is the time for your comeback. Start yours today at purdueglobal.edu.
We all agree that reducing carbon emissions is a good thing. And once again, Toyota is leading the way. We hear a lot about fully electric vehicles, and Toyota has them, with more on the way. But we also know a BEV is not for everyone, whether it's because of cost, range, or concern about finding a charging station when you need it.
Plus, the raw materials used to manufacture batteries are limited. Enter Beyond Zero, Toyota's vision for a carbon-neutral future, in vehicles and in manufacturing plants, too, in the years ahead. The materials used to make just one long-range battery for an EV could be used to make batteries for 6 plug-in hybrids or 90 gas-electric hybrids. That's why Toyota's position today is electrified diversified, empowering you to choose how to reduce your own carbon footprint with the vehicle that's right for you. A hybrid, plug-in hybrid, or battery EV. So shop, learn more, and get details at toyota.com/beyond zero. Toyota, let's go places.
Instacart shoppers know groceries. They know that you can't make guacamole with rock-hard avocados. They know how to quickly find those peanut butter pretzels you can never find. And they keep you in the know by giving you updates about your order along the way. Let Instacart shoppers help take shopping off your plate so you can get time and energy back for what really matters. Visit instacart.com or download the app to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum order $10. Additional terms apply. Instacart. Add life to cart.
The Pinterest vision board thing, and I've done this before. The first time I ever did it was when we were moving from Belize back to the United States, and we had to make a pretty quick move. And the housing market was out of control, with all the inflation and things, and there was limited stuff on the market. So I made a very small Pinterest vision board with maybe 5 or 6 images of things, like attributes or things that were important to me to have in our home. We were moving my mom in with us, so we had to have space for her. I needed an office space, but I wanted an open kitchen area. I wanted a nice backyard, or windows that showed out to the backyard. I wanted it to feel light and bright and organic. There were a handful of attributes. So I picked some images and I would reflect on them and I would say, okay, our house is going to appear. The house is going to have similar attributes. There'll be this openness and spaciousness, and it will feel good. It will feel right-sized. It will be within our budget. I was setting those intentions, but I would just scroll through those few pictures in the mornings and kind of meditate on them or gaze into them. And sure enough, we looked at one house. That's the house we bought. It all came together synchronistically and very divinely aligned. It worked. It was organic, especially in a market that was not organic, in a real estate market that was painful. I mean, all of that stuff was already there, but finding a home and it all happening with greater ease. And it was a challenging time for me. So don't get me wrong. All of it was challenging. My mom was really sick. Work, moving from one country to another, leaving my husband behind with our dogs. I mean, all the stuff of life was going on, but finding the house just felt wise-sized, right-sized in so many ways. So I've done that with Pinterest, small Pinterest boards. So what you can do is start with your spirit animal, and that might be a good place to start. But with Pinterest, unlike a vision board that you might pull from magazine clippings are going to be very organic because you're just going to see something that you're attracted to or that looks beautiful to you or you resonate with, and you put it on your vision board. But on Pinterest, you have to search things. So don't get overwhelmed in this and don't get too specific in it. Just think, gosh, what are some things or experiences that I want to attract this year? If you're wanting to travel, where do you want to travel? Do I want to go on to be like in the Caribbean or somewhere tropical? Or do I want to, be in snow-capped mountains? Well, pull some pictures that resonate with you around that. 1 or 2, not 10. 1 or 2. And then go on to the next thing. What am I wanting to experience in my personal relationships? And you can pull a quote, or you can, if it's love or romance, if it's health and well-being, think about things that resonate with you around relationships, love, romance, health, well-being, your work, whatever is coming up for you in work and what you're wanting to manifest. Pull some images. And then also your last piece of homework around that is to pull a couple of images that feel totally beyond your belief. Like go for the gold. If it is a a vehicle that is totally not in your budget and way out of reach, just put it on your Pinterest board. It's not about you getting it or not getting it. It's you stretching yourself, you reaching beyond, and you dreaming. Use your imagination and just say, and it may not materialize in that physical vehicle because it may not be in your budget. It may not be aligned, but it might be interesting to see how something that seems way beyond your scope or reach or budget manifests and shows up as if by magic, like somebody gifts something to you. One of the things I put on there were, y'all are going to laugh, but I'm just totally sharing this with you. I thought, gosh, I have really fine hair. And and I always want it to look fuller. So I use shampoos to help my hair growth and things like that. And I always am like, gosh, what if I just had extensions? And I just don't have the time for that. And like, I don't have the budget for that right now. I don't know. So I thought, gosh, whose hair looks so beautiful to me? So I picked a couple of images of people whose hair I loved, which, by the way, their hair kind of looks like a lioness. So, I mean, I'm back on that lion theme. So maybe part of it is my mane this year, maybe my mane, maybe it's going to be organic, or maybe somebody's going to be like, hey, Amanda, would you like extensions? I want to gift these to you. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. Who knows? And if it doesn't happen, it's not like I'm going to be heartbroken, but it's about beauty and it's about aesthetics. And so you can put things on your vision board that are either out of your reach or your budget, or that are frivolous and superficial. And then you can put those meaningful things too. So don't overload the Pinterest too much, and then reflect on it. Go back to it. When you're having a cup of coffee in the morning, scroll through it. Or when you think about it on a Saturday afternoon, because you're, on Instagram and you're just doom scrolling and all the things that we do, quit the doom scrolling and go scroll your Pinterest board so you see it in your periphery. That will really be helpful. And it's playful energy, yet it's conscious energy. And again, that is the beautiful balance of the energy of the 8. If you did not listen to my bonus episode, it's a quick episode on neuroplasticity. And I've talked about this before, but because we're working with the energy of the 8, which has a lot to do with centripetal force, it's like what goes up must come down. There's this ebb and flow. Neuroplasticity on a practical level and on a biological and physical level is great for strengthening both the right and left hemispheres of the brain. And it's so simple to do if you do it, and you do it over and over again, and it will open up and expand your consciousness. It will improve your neurology, the way that we think, the way that we perceive things, the way that we process and digest information. And right now, because the energy is rapidly speeding up and at a rate that is extremely challenging for the physical human body and the brain to process. We've got a lot of illness and disease. Think about Alzheimer's and dementia, Parkinson's, neurological conditions that are rampant. I'm not saying that is the cause, that the energy is speeding up and that's what is causing it, but they're interconnected in ways. Like our minds are having a hard time processing the compounding information that is available to us, the rapid speed up of technology. You all feel the shifts in energy, and it is hard. It is challenging to integrate. So neural patterning is a wonderful way to do that. And I mentioned this on the podcast, and I'm the one that I'm referring to, the Neuroplasticity podcast. But what I've been doing and has been challenging for me is I've been driving with the hand that is not the most comfortable. I default into driving with one hand. I can drive. I know we're supposed to drive with two hands, but I default into driving with my left hand. And I've noticed that just like that's where I carry my purse. I'll carry it on my left shoulder. I'm ambidextrous, but I eat with my left hand, I write with my left hand, and I'll do a lot of things, but most everything else I do with my right hand, and I can do those other things with my right hand. But when I drive, I go to my left hand. So I have been grasping the steering wheel with my right hand, and it is uncomfortable, and it's weird when I take turns, and of course I'll put my other hand on if I don't feel like I'm in control. I'm totally in control. but I've been practicing this conscious driving, and I can feel this tightness or this discomfort in my right arm when I use the right hand to drive. And it's kind of like this game I'm playing. I'm like, no, I'm strengthening my muscles. I am, loosening tension in my back and my shoulders. These muscles are getting stronger. I can use the right hand or the left hand, and I'm just as strong. So I'm doing this. And also when I'm using my right hand, I'm tapping into the left hemisphere of my body. The left hemisphere of the brain connects with the right side of the body. Right hemisphere of the brain connects with the left hemisphere of my body. And guess what that does? It interconnects both sides of the brain, the intuition with the practical, pragmatic, and linear thinking. It opens up greater clarity and consciousness. So these practices are things that will be helpful this year. They're helpful anytime, and they will help you with your health and your well-being and your consciousness, your practical decision-making, trusting your intuition. So many things. Do it. And guess what? It's free. And it's easy to do. So brush your teeth with the opposite hand. Get out of the bed on the opposite side of the bed. So definitely listen to that podcast. It's pretty quick, and it gives you tools and resources to harness that. Last but not least, I am working on this guidebook. I mentioned it last week. It is almost finished. We're working on tweaking it now. And it is a numerology guidebook where I really dive deep into the energy of the 8, and it's very practical, and it has insights and a roadmap and journal prompts, that sort of thing, intentions, crystal recommendations. And then I go month over month from January through December, and I basically give you the numerological forecast, how to navigate the energy, what it means, some journal prompts, blind spots and strategies, and crystal recommendations and intention. So it's really simple to navigate, and it will help you month over month grow, become more aware, and work more in tandem with the energy from a numerological standpoint. But it is also very intuitive in the way of the energy and the consciousness and some of the astrology. So there's a lot more that's factored into it that I created. So I'm excited for that. Be on the lookout. It'll be available soon. And if you're not on my newsletter, that's a great way to see that it's released, or following me on Instagram, or you can always reach out with questions or any kind of support at podcast@soulsessions.me. My sister did her last flow yoga class of the year, and they had a workshop, and she used the energy of the 8, and it was very cool, very inspired, extremely intuitive, and very intentional. And she gave her students these amazing journal prompts. And one of the questions she asked, I want to share with you all because I thought it was fabulous and so in tune with this year. The question is, what is the wildest, most unconventional thing you could do in 2024 to live with more passion? So thank you, Mimi, for that. And I'm sending that message to you all. What is the wildest, most unconventional thing that you could do in 2024 to live with more passion? So much of this podcast, the work that I do, is about you being astounded by your innate abilities, being able to share your divine light generously and courageously, getting curious and being amazed. That's what this year is about. It's not going to be without its challenges, its struggles, its lessons. It's going to have those things, but it's also going to have opportunity, moments of being astounded by your innate abilities, feeling your divine light, sharing it generously when you get curious, and then allowing yourself to be amazed, seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary. That's what this year is about. Take care of yourself and be well.
No one likes to talk about money. Am I saving enough? Can I buy a house? Am I paying too much in taxes? Will I be able to retire? What if you could unlock insights about your finances in less than 5 minutes with a clear picture of where you stand today and where your money can work harder? Now you can. Visit facet.com to take the free quiz and get your financial wellness score today. That's FACET.com. This ad is sponsored by Facet. Facet Wealth Incorporated is an SEC registered investment advisor. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities, nor is it investment, legal, or tax advice.
This is where projects come to life. Our showrooms are designed to inspire with the latest products from top brands, curated in an inviting, hands-on environment, and a team of industry experts to support your project. We'll be there to make sure everything goes as planned, from product selection to delivery coordination. At Ferguson Bath, Kitchen, and Lighting Gallery, your project is our priority.
Find great brands like Monogram at your local showroom or visit us online at ferguson.com/build.
With the best all-inclusive vacation deals to Mexico and the Caribbean, booking your getaway with Cheap Caribbean Vacations means you have more freedom to do your deal. Whether you want to enjoy snorkeling, endless margaritas, and more, or simply soak up the sun and sand in a tropical paradise, Cheap Caribbean Vacations has your deal for that. Plan and book the exact getaway you want at exactly the right price for you by using our exclusive Budget Beach Finder, or find a featured all-inclusive package to Paradisus by Malia Hotels, and do your deal at cheapcaribbean.com.